Before we get started showing you how to undo a mistake with working with Sublet, I want to show you a completed service ticket that has Sublet labor on it. The primary thing you have to keep in mind is whether we're dealing with internal tickets or service tickets, they both work the same way, but the Sublet entries for the unit or for the ticket don't happen until we cash the ticket out. So it is very critical that we fix this problem before we cash out the service ticket, because once the service ticket cashes out, the entire game changes and it gets much more complicated. So right now we're looking at the GL hits for a service ticket that has been cashed out, and you'll notice here that we have a service Sublet hit for $99, and then we've got, and that's what we charge the customer, and then we have a cost of goods and a Sublet inventory hit for $100 each. Now keep this Sublet inventory account in mind, because in a moment you're going to see where that comes into play. But basically, at the point of cashing the service ticket out, these GL hits happened, which now it's complicated to go try to fix. But I want to look at the scenario where we've actually recognized the fact that we had a problem before we actually cash out the ticket, because it's very, very easy to fix that. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here and we're just going to find another service ticket that's open, and I'm just going to add a job to it. I don't really care about the unit at this point because we're just testing Sublet, but it says test Sublet, and we're going to put a Sublet vendor on it. We're going to put in $100. We'll put in an invoice number, doesn't really matter. And I'm also going to charge the customer this labor rate. Well, I didn't mean to put 14, although that'd be a good. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and save the job. Now, at this particular point, nothing has happened. I've basically set up the parameters of what this Sublet job entails, but I've not actually done anything. So I'm going to go ahead and make something happen. So we're going to complete the job. And at the point that we complete the job, Lizzy's going to go create an invoice or purchase order for the accounting department to know that they owe this vendor $100. So we're going to go ahead and click the complete button. And the one thing I want to look at before I leave here is I want to take a look at our general ledger. And you'll notice there are no GL hits on this invoice, and it's very, very important. We've not cashed the invoice out or the internal, and therefore there's no GL hits for the unit or the internal ticket or service ticket at this point. So now let's open up the job and view the detail, and we can see that we have Sublet information here, but it has created a purchase order for us that we want to actually go take a look at. So let's go do that. So we're going to jump over to the service ticket, to the purchase order. And the main thing I want to look at here are the GL hits. And you'll notice that we've hit this Sublet inventory account and accounts payable. These are the only two things that happen when we cashed out or when we finalized that job on that service ticket. So correcting this is very, very simple. All we're going to do is we're going to come up here and edit the purchase order. We're going to go over to the items list, and we're going to change this amount to 0 to tell the system that we don't owe anything on this particular job. I'm going to come back over here and we'll just view the current payable so you can see the GL hits. So you can see it has reversed the GL hits that we did a moment ago. So it's basically taken the things that we hit earlier and gotten them out of the way, and now what we're going to do is we're just going to void this purchase order. So that has done away with the purchase order itself. So now we don't owe the vendor any money, and all of our GL hits are taken care of. So now let's go back over here to our service ticket. And what we're going to do is we want to get rid of this job. We want to recreate the job the correct way. So to do that, what we're going to do is we're going to uncomplete the job. And then we're just going to hit the trash can on the job. And now what we can do is we can actually go in and create a new Sublet job for the corrected amount. And that's pretty much all there is to dealing with a mistake on the Sublet inventory or Sublet jobs.